So if you've been following any of the Pokemon anime lately, you'll know that Ash has been accompanied by a dual protagonist ever since the start of Pokemon Journeys named Go. Basically, Go's journey or Go's goal is to catch every single Pokemon and then to catch Mew for some unknown reason. But a lot of fans have a strong dislike of Go. This video is going to be going over all of those things that fans hate about Go and also my personal opinion on Go. If you guys like these types of videos, make sure to like and subscribe down below. I don't make them often, so if you guys do want me to make more of them, you gotta let me know. Also, make sure to subscribe as we are really close to hitting 400 subscribers, and I want to thank you all for getting me this far. So without further ado, let's start. I wanted to talk about a few different points in this video. First, I want to talk about what I think Go's biggest problem is, and that isn't his character. I actually believe his character is really strong. I think the biggest weakness of Go is actually the writing, and how they are making him more of a protagonist in this series than Ash is. Obviously, Ash isn't perfect, right? When Pokemon Journeys was first announced, many people thought that Ash wouldn't be in it, that Go would be completely replacing Ash as the main character. And while there are a lot of things that you can complain about with Ash, he's still the Pokemon anime's main protagonist. You can't just replace him. And I think if you do ever want to replace him, that you should completely replace him. I think gradually replacing him is not good, because if he's still there, people are going to want him as the main character. Case in point, with the Pokemon Journeys anime lately, the best episodes are Ash-focused episodes, and the worst episodes are Go-focused episodes. And that is because Go's goal, and this is my first point, is that Go's goal cannot be compared to Ash's goal. In the past, Ash's traveling companions have each had their own separate reasons or goals for traveling around the region with Ash. For example, in XY, Serena's goal was to become a coronation or a showcase champion, similar to Ash's goal, which is to become a Pokemon master. And the reasons that these goals are so well conceived in the anime, and you can actually use them as a plot device to further progress your characters, is because just like Ash's goal, which is to become a Pokemon master, there's no real definition for what that is, right? Ash has won a champion at this point. He's become a champion at this point. He's traveled to many different regions, caught multiple amounts of Pokemon. He's like saved the world like 5 different times. So wouldn't you think that he would be considered a Pokemon master at this point? I mean, he's literally gone to he's gone to every single discovered region at this point, caught a Pokemon from each different one, learned Mega Evolution, Z-moves, Dynamax, Gigantamax, and like all sorts of things that you might consider him to be a Pokemon master, yet he still travels around the world in search of this journey or his goal to become a Pokemon master, which is why Ash works so well as a protagonist, and you can keep having him going for over 23 years, still age 10, right? But Go's goal is a solid, definite goal. He wants to catch every single Pokemon, which is a goal that I think does not correlate well into the anime. For example, if you're playing a Pokemon game, right, you want to complete your national dex. That's a reasonable goal. But Go's reasonable goal means that he is either going to be catching a lot of Pokemon, and since you only have a limited amount of episodes to do this, since this is not a fully Go-focused series, since you have him as a dual protagonist, you're going to have a lot of episodes where Go is either catching a lot of Pokemon on screen, or he's catching a lot of Pokemon off screen. And the difference between Ash catching a Pokemon and Go catching a Pokemon is that Ash usually spends at least an episode kind of like having this whole scenario with the Pokemon that he's about to catch. Go, on the other hand, simply throws a Pokeball, catches the Pokemon, and it's never seen again. Similar to how a lot of people do in the games when you're just trying to complete your national dex. The only problem is that Go becomes, since you have to catch so many Pokemon, Go doesn't have enough time to actually catch them on screen or complete the proper process to actually catch the Pokemon. So he ends up breaking all of the rules that Pokemon has established over the past 23 years. Instead of actually battling the Pokemon or earning its trust before actually catching it, Go simply decides to throw a normal Pokeball and catches it in one attempt every single try, even on second stage or even fully evolved Pokemon. There was even one episode where Ash and Go were getting chased by a Gyarados, and Go threw a Pokeball at the Gyarados without even attacking it once like he expected to catch it. I actually got physically angry when I saw him throw the Pokeball because of how arrogant he's become. Later on in that episode, when they encountered Mewtwo, spoiler alert, he even tried to catch Mewtwo and said that Mewtwo is a Pokemon that he could catch too. All in all, Go's goal of catching every single Pokemon just isn't reasonable for the Pokemon anime, and I think that they are really pushing this in a wrong direction. A few months ago, when the show first started teetering off that cliff after the Mewtwo episode, I thought that it could be salvageable. For example, in Alola had a very, very weak start, but the ending was very, very good. I've seen a lot of people share this resentment for the series and think that there is a possibility of it getting better at the end. The only problem I have with that is that I think it will get better for Ash, but not Go, because Go doesn't have any concrete goals. He'll continue to catch legendaries like Suicune or Zapdos just because of his character development, because he has to show some kind of character development, right? If he was just catching Pokemon every episode, and they're like weak Pokemon, he wouldn't show any development, so he has to catch these big Pokemon because he doesn't really have any other goal. I also think that they should have established a reason for Go to actually try to catch Mew. Like he said, his goal is to catch Mew and to catch every Pokemon before it because Mew's DNA is in all of them, but he didn't share a reason for catching Mew. Like, he didn't share some type of interaction he had with Mew as a kid or something like that. He literally just says, I want to catch every Pokemon in Mew. In the Mewtwo episode, he says that he catches every Pokemon because he wants to understand it, but that doesn't really make much sense, because he throws a Pokeball and puts it immediately away. He has no interaction with it. He even catches Pokemon against their will, which is something that Ash never does. That's the first big problem with Go. The other big problem is that he gets in the way, I think, a lot of Ash's time. For example, the series that, even though we know Ash is kind of like a funny character, he's not always serious or not always mature a lot of the times. Ash-focused episodes are still some of the best episodes in any Pokemon anime series. For example, in Pokemon XY, Ash had the most Ash-focused episodes of any Pokemon anime series, and look where that got you. In Pokemon Journeys, Ash has had the least amount of Ash-focused episodes ever in an anime series. And you can see how that goes now. As you can see, fans are just hoping for an Ash-focused episode so it can actually be good. Another problem I have is that since Go is having to show so much progression every episode because of this dual protagonist, Ash doesn't have enough time for his development of his own. As you can see in the past few episodes, Ash is a pretty strong team. He has a Dracovish, he has a Gengar, he's a Dragonite, he's a Lucario, but the only Pokemon that seems to be getting any attention is Lucario. You have tons of episodes where Lucario is brought out, or Lucario battles, or Sirfetch'd battles, but you haven't seen Dracovish battle once. You haven't seen Gengar and Dragonite battle in forever, basically, even though they're two powerhouse Pokemon, because you continue to have these Go-focused episodes. And I'm not saying Go-focused episodes are bad, especially the last one with the Drizzle was actually a pretty good episode. The only problem is that usually, in most series, Ash's companions will have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 focused episodes on them that are actually pretty good. The only thing here is that Go is having the majority of focused episodes, and that is a big, big problem many fans feel with the anime. Another thing that I want to talk about is kind of how Go is stealing the spotlight, if you will, from Ash, and especially can interrupt some of the nostalgia episodes. Like, for example, in the episode with Karina, we had the least interaction with Go. I'd say probably the whole episode. The only time he ran off to catch a Pokemon, Ash got reunited with Karina, but because Go has to continue to progress to get through this anime really, really quickly, he has to catch a lot of Pokemon, you only really had an episode for this reunion, right? And I think this could be fixed later on. Like, I don't think it's the last time we'll see Karina, especially since Ash now has a Lucario. Will Ash implement Mega Evolution to his team? I think that would be really cool, because technically Ash never had a Keystone, right? He used synchronization with Greninja to make Ash Greninja, so he never actually got a Keystone. So I think it would be really cool if you actually saw like Ash learning from Karina, because he has 2 Pokemon in his team right now, Lucario and Gengar, who can Mega Evolve. So I think that would be a really cool thing to add for this team. Especially, could you imagine him winning this coronation and being back-to-back champion after all of those losses, especially after stuff like Kalos, that loss, and the Diamond and Pearl loss? That would be amazing. I think that would be really good. They still haven't introduced Iris back into the series. Iris's episode will come on later. Based on the title, it is going to be a battle. So we'll see how long Iris actually stays. If they do a one and done episode, I'm pretty sure people are going to be upset, especially depending on what they do with Gary later on, because he's also in the opening. And there's like so many opportunities, I feel like, with the coronation to make the series better at the end. Because like, could you imagine like Ash is just walking by, he's like in Sinnoh or something, and with Go just walking, and all of a sudden he gets a notification on his tablet or phone thing for a coronation battle, and it's just like Tobias. Like, could you imagine that just happening, and you just get this epic fight between him and Tobias, and he makes it to, like, his third Pokemon or something, and he throws out, like, a Reggie, like, something ridiculous like that, or he, like, reveals that he only had 3 Pokemon, something like that, but Ash has so much potential in this series to, like, find crazy random opponents from years ago that you may have forgotten about, and just battle them because of the world coronation thing. But instead, they're going the route where Ash and Go are just traveling to all of these regions just so Go can, like, they go on these meaningless kind of side quests, I would say, and Go gets the opportunity to catch like 20 mons in one episode, and Ash has like a very, very little development, and they keep hopping from region to region like it's no big deal. Like, you have these really, really sad goodbyes at the end of each anime where Ash is like saying goodbye to his friends, and because like he's like been traveling around the region for like a year or more, but then Ash is just like casually going back to the region, like no memories of the region, not even talking about it, just casually walking through the region like nothing's ever happened, catching mons. Like, even when he goes to like former gyms, like, you gotta imagine that he would like say something, like, especially when battling Mewtwo. He acknowledged that he knew Mewtwo, but Mewtwo didn't like actually acknowledge him at all, which I thought that was really annoying. But other than that, I want to see what you guys have. What are your guys' problems with Go in general? Do you guys want him to stay in the show? Obviously, he'll stay in the show. But what do you guys think the writers can do to fix this problem of Go? Do you think they stop Go's obsession with catching every Pokemon? Do you think they have him catch Mew early and kind of go through this I don't know what to do phase? I think that would be a really interesting turn for his character. And do you guys think that they will do the Iris return, Gary return well? Make sure to leave your responses in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this type of video, make sure to leave a like down below. I usually don't do these types of anime review type videos, but if you guys want to see more of them, make sure to let me know. But with that all out of the way, I hope you guys are enjoying, even if you guys aren't enjoying Go, I hope you guys are enjoying Pokemon Journeys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time.